Welcome to the Footy Show here on Patreon. Me and Ped discussing
Footy,
non-Everton footy. So there you go. You know the drill by now. Right, get straight into it, mate. Black and yeah.
Other drills are available.
But we're not going to go through it. Unlike a Black and Decker drill, which would go through whatever. Most things.
No, we're not sponsored by Black and Decker.
We're not. So that's why we're leaving it there.
Yeah.
Talking right now. Let's move on to other things. I'm going to start with injured players.
You do that.
Injured players.
Yeah. Who were not injured.
Who were all linked with moves away. Yeah. Right, and I was going to throw Ross Barkley into this till he'd done his hamstring. Or has he done his hamstring? So we've got Ross Barkley, who's had a groin injury.
A groin injury?
That's what Ronald Koeman calls it. A groin injury. And now a hamstring injury. We've got Sanchez, the Ajax defender, who is injured. Well, heavily linked with moving to Spurs. We've got Phil Coutinho, who's back. He's got
the back injury.
Picking the wallets up.
Got the back injury.
Bad, the back injury.
The one that you can never actually prove.
Alexis Sanchez, who's got some kind of abdominal injury.
Oh, there you go. Another one that you can't actually prove.
There's just 4 straight off the top of my head who are all linked with moves to different clubs, none available for their own club. And obviously we've got Diego Costa, who's in Brazil and just basically said, I'm not coming back. So
yeah, he isn't. He injured. He just doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, he's just not asked. So I mean, I've just been driving in then to the studio, and there was a certain radio show on calling Arsenal fit to burn for holding Sanchez against his will and ruining.
Were they talking about sport?
They apparently, apparently they were.
Were they talking about sport?
I know, apparently they were.
Okay.
And they were dressing it up as, or one of them was dressing it up as, you know, Arsenal the worst thing in the world, what they're doing, the cruel to Sanchez, and they owe him this because he's been amazing. And the other Yorkshireman was defending them, saying, well, he signed a contract and he should be happy to just see it out. That's the way it is, you're happy to sign it. Then there was Van Dijk was thrown in there, and he's another one injured. So the common theme here is what do you do with these knobheads who are acting like knobheads?
What do you do with these knobheads?
Well, they are knobheads, aren't they? You've got Dembele as well, the kid from Dortmund who went out and is in a car park a la Peter Odemwingie in Barca, just like that.
Just a nicer car park.
Just a much nicer. He's probably sat in a nice Spaniel. Go and give us a ring when I can come to Barca. So, you know, what's your take on these? Because they're all players who, a couple of them are in the final year, of course, and a couple of them just want to go to a different club. What do you do with them? I
tell you what you do with them, right? And this winds me about football. Can everybody just grow up, please, and stop lying to us? Stop treating us like we're like fans or media or whoever. But football clubs just stop treating us like idiots, like we don't know. Sky had it on the other day, and there was all 5 of them, or there was 6 of them. He's got an injury, and it was like, can you prove? You can't prove hamstrings injuries. You can't prove. You can't prove back injuries. You know, if he'd said I've done me wisdom tooth in or whatever, there are always injuries that you just can't prove or whatever. Let's all grow up. Let's say what it is. Ross Barkley wants to move. He's waiting for the club to come and sign him. The club haven't come and signed him, so he ain't playing. What's the fucking problem with that? I know it's all people go, well, it's the value, isn't it? You're devaluing the player by doing this and doing that. Who cares? Just say it as it is. The club, when the club come calling, the value will still be the same. It doesn't make a difference.
What do you do with, we discussed Sanchez the other week. City are apparently about to bid £60 million for their like final bid, so to speak, to see if they can get him out. 60 million for a player who's got...
You sell him. You sell him. You, again, grow up. Grow up.
But then I suppose, would Wenger's argument be, well,
sell him to a rival.
Sell him to a rival, and then who do we get? Who do we get?
See, these things need to... Right. Number one, this might cross over into something else, mightn't it? Which we'll talk about. Is the window needs to shut before the season starts.
Yeah, we're going to do that.
But, right, this is what I would do, and this is what we talked about earlier in the summer. We talked about with Lukaku, and luckily enough, no matter what anyone thinks about Lukaku, or whatever, it got done.
Yeah, it was done.
Before we got back to training, before he was supposed to come back to training, and before Man United was, it was done. Very amicable.
Yeah.
We got our wedge. They got their player. We all moved on happily. Clubs need to have a time where they turn around to these players and say, listen, let's be honest. if there's anyone out there who wants you for 60 million, they can have you, but they've only got the next 4 days to do it, or whatever. You know, they've got a week to do it. They've got you. We're going to give you this grace period of a week. We want you to stay. Here's the offer. No, I'm not staying. I will go next year on a free. So the club go, well, what are we going to do? Are we going to get rid of him? No, we're not getting rid of you. And we've told you this week, and that's it. We're not. We will not sell you. That is the end of it. We will not sell you. Or City or whoever have got to the end of the week to produce the 60 million or whatever, and you can go. And then we've got enough time, and that just start acting like grown-ups. It's a multi-billion dollar enterprise now. You know, it's all people have got to start growing up. It's not like see, the whole thing now at the moment is Coutinho, isn't it? So it's all about Coutinho, and all the pundits are going, he's going, he's definitely gone, and Klopp's going, he's not going. Now, I personally don't think he's going to go. I just don't think he's going to go. I think it's worth more than. It's like us last season. No, it's like us with Stones. Sorry, when Stones put the transfer request in, and everyone's going, he's going to Chelsea, and we were like, he's not, because we knew the absolute murder it would cause at our football club, because we knew the politics inside our club. We knew that, and everyone's like, no, he's going, and we were getting asked to do fucking videos for Chelsea channels. And we were like, he's not going, so we're not doing it. He's not going. And I think it's a little bit like that at Liverpool at the moment, where Klopp said he's not going.
Well, he's changed the stance on it, hasn't he? I'd have agreed with you last week. I'd have gone, I think you're right, he's not moving. But he kind of went, I don't want him to go.
Alright, well, maybe the transfer request has changed it all. Maybe they didn't expect that. And they now they can hang Coutinho to dry now.
Yeah, of course,
which he won't be asked about.
No.
But we need to eliminate that situation by all being grown-ups. It's just pathetic. It's like you got all. It's like kids.
They are like kids.
Yeah, like kids run the
sport. Should they be made to honour the contract? Should they?
Yeah, but the point is you got have that week where we all sit down. Well, not we, obviously. We're not going to be privy. Where everyone sits down and we go, listen, it's now or never.
Yeah.
Not dragging up. I mean, look, if you were Klopp now for a start, you're thinking, well, hang on, the season's already started. I'm going to lose one of my best players. I might have £100 million sitting in my pocket, but what am I going to do with it? Where am I going to go with it? My targets already told me they're not. I can't have them. It's not a. That's the thing. I don't really sympathise, but I do sympathise because as a football thing, it's pathetic. And this is, as I say,
that's why the Arsenal thing makes me think there's no way they're going to accept anything. Sanchez isn't just staying at Arsenal.
But
that's what I think, because I just think, as you've just said there's now only 2 weeks to go in the window. So if they just go, alright, Alexis Sanchez, 60 million, who do they get? Because Lacazette was like the only real one he got. I mean, Aubameyang was available, and apparently by all accounts he would have gone there. He wanted to go to Arsenal. 70 million, why didn't they?
But it's a power thing, isn't it? Because Ozil is in the same position. He is going to leave next summer.
He's sold them,
and the club are happy with that. Because they're not. It's weird. Arsenal have decided, which may be rightly or wrongly, but they've decided within their budgeting or whatever, their financials, that players are worth more to them on the pitch than they are.
But that's what I was going to say. Ozil, whatever, he's great one week and you don't see him, he ducks out of corners the next. But Sanchez could stay and get them 25 goals easily, 20 goals, and that could put them back in the top four. And then that's Champions League. Then he goes with their blessing. I suppose then they've got from March, April to start looking at the next.
But as far as Arsenal are concerned, that is going to happen. They've been very adamant that he's staying, and the injury will only matter for the next couple of weeks till that window. I think I'm just
a bit annoyed with footballers who are like, I want to go and I'm just going to say I'm injured now, I'm available and I'm not there. I remember when we spoke about this, I think it was last week on Everton thing we done, when Marouane Fellaini, when Martinez come in. Now we all knew that he wasn't a Martinez player immediately, didn't we? But Fellaini made himself available, played all the games, he played 4 games before he went. Scored the winner against Stevenage in the cup and everything. He played at the other 3 games for us, and then he went, and everyone just went, you know what? He hasn't caused a fuss. He's been here 5 years, whatever, and off he went, and he'd done his job. And then other players you get are just like, oh, back. I don't want to play. And
or they play like Lescott played.
Or they do a Lescott and totally just have you off by not concentrating.
See, but as I say,
that's that. I suppose.
I think Arsenal have been quite strong on it.
Yeah.
And I've said he's not going.
Not going.
Now, as far as they're concerned, he's not going. Now, but the only problem is we live in we always say this, we live in a 24-hour news environment, and the gaps need to be filled in. So they will speculate. I mean, he was in Paris over the weekend, wasn't he? So everyone was like, oh, Paris, PSG, blah, 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 whatever. But everyone was bit, let's be honest. He was injured. I mean, I've seen his, his missus in the... She wanted to go
like Liberty was in Paris as well, see her, come back dressed like LEG.
Yeah. Paris is like from London, an hour on the train. You're there, you're gone, you know, a nice weekend and all that, you know what I mean? Sound. But that's the problem with all those conspiracy. But I just think we all have to be grown-ups about this now. We live in well, it's nothing new. Players have changed hands forever. There's a ladder, isn't there? You're always going to up the ladder, no matter who. We get players from below us, then we get our best players. And unless you're at Barcelona, and even Barcelona, I've just lost Neymar to PSG on Neymar's terms. It's football now, isn't it? Yeah. It's football clubs just can't dictate. So sit down, be adults, and make sure that it's done in an amicable way that suits everybody, and just say you can leave the club for whatever the cost is, but you've only got the next week or 2 weeks, and if it's not done, that's your fault. That's your fault. Yeah. See, this is where, and this is funny because this is where people like Riola, who everyone hates, is brilliant because he gets those deals done. I remember reading Zlatan's book, and Zlatan was at Inter, and he wanted to go to Barca, and he just basically went, get me to Barca. He went and gone and done it. Came back to Inter and went, it's all done. They're going to bid. And Inter went, yeah, okay, because they got Eto back, and they went that arse, because I think funny enough, it was Mourinho, wasn't he? They wanted an Eto rather than a Zlatan. And it was done. He went and got the job done. And that's where these agents, funny enough, do some of them who we hate, but that's where they're really, really good. They're
the super agents, and they control them.
That's the job they do, and that's if you were to say to someone, Riola, listen, if you really want to sell your player, if you really want this lad out, you've got 2 weeks to get that deal done. If you can't get it done, then it's over because we are.
To be honest, I think that's kind of what happened in the Lukaku.
Yeah, exactly.
That needs tying up because we're not asking about leaving it in. So,
and there it is.
As you touched on something before, just halfway through that, you know, there's a lot of reports now that, and a lot of pull towards something that we've been banging on for a few years about, and probably everybody else agrees, is that trying to shut the transfer window before the first game.
Definitely.
There's balls kicked in anger really. Makes sense, doesn't it? All this Arsenal about once the season starts, and it's not good for anybody.
Half the problems we've just talked about then would be, well, not some of them, because would be eliminated. Obviously, the problem you've got is, I mean, with shut, it's great. We can all start our squad. Of course, there is the problem that obviously foreign teams could buy your players, but you'd imagine that if we do it first, then everyone else would follow, because at the end of the day, most of the money in Europe comes from us. So if we're buying earlier, then everyone else would have to buy earlier. And then what we'd start doing as clubs is saying, like we've just said then, listen, if you want our players, if you want Coutinho, make us an offer in July. If you want whoever, make us an offer in July, because we aren't selling. Because it's all right saying those players are still available, but if all the clubs in the Premier League just say we're not selling because we can't buy, so why would we sell? Then all those other teams in Europe would go, well, we might as well bring this in as well. And I've seen Henri last night, and a couple of other people go, oh, can't work because all the Europeans, they're not in the line. But they're not in the line anyway. Ours shuts sometimes at 12 o'clock, others don't shut till a couple of days later. Some shut at 5. It's left they're already left of their own. I think FIFA only stipulate one thing, that you have to have 2 windows, and I think the one has to be 12 weeks or something like that. There's no other stipulations of when they shut. That's down to the individual countries.
I think you're right. I think if they went, say, like, whatever, July the 1st till July the 31st, June the 1st till July the 31st, whatever it is, that's when it shuts. First game of the season is like August, or the first week in August it's shut. After the 5th of August, say, we're not selling any.
Yeah.
We can't buy and we're not selling any, and it doesn't matter if you come in with £300 million bid for a player, which they wouldn't do. No. We're not selling, and that's just out and everywhere. So those clubs look and go, right, we know we can't get any of these players because they won't do it. It would
soon go round, because we as a country would just start buying earlier, and the money would start getting round Europe,
sloshing round,
and it would just everything would just be done earlier, and everything would be done.
I just think it's so much better, because I think it just focuses everybody towards the start of the season.
Exactly.
Like the season's kicked off with our club, you know, we've won. It's great, but people are still like, you know, when are we signing? We haven't got a striker, we haven't got this, we haven't got that, are we gonna? And everyone's eyes really on the 31st. So these games come and go, and it's like, yeah.
Look at Swansea, right? They had to start again. They played their first game without Sigurdsson, right? So they drew 0-0. Now, if they'd sold Sigurdsson before that, because they've had to do, they would have already bought into those 3 players. That would have improved them for their first game, and maybe they would have got 3 points. Now they've gone that game and you go back to what you said about Fellaini. Those first 3 games for Everton under Martinez, we drew all 3, and they were almost like dead fixtures.
Yeah, they were crap.
Because, as you just said, we weren't playing the way we wanted to play, because Fellaini was in there. He hadn't brought in the players because he hadn't got rid of Fellaini, and the chain hadn't started yet, and that would all. So we've always said it. The season doesn't start properly till after the international window. But it should start first game of the season, and now maybe it will if this comes in. I think it only takes 14. I think teams, and I think most of the big teams are up for it. And if the big teams are up for it, they'll push the other. Because really, the ones that only really affects after the window, after the season starts, is the teams in Europe.
Yeah,
who will still might look around going, well, we've still got games in Europe, or like we might need to sell, or you know, whatever.
But it's the same in September, isn't it? To a certain extent. So I just think it focuses everyone to get your business done.
Open the window, right? Open the window. The second that ball's kicked on the last day of the season, you can start right then,
and you get it done.
You go through till, and the whole summer is the window, which it is anyway. At the end of the day, players are bought, and they go, well, they'll sign on the 1st, but make sure they're bought then, and it shuts the night before, or the let's say the Thursday or whatever it is.
Yeah,
it's done then, isn't it?
Totally agree. Quite often we hear there's too many games in footy, you know, in the Premier League and all that. Premier League kicked off at the weekend. Manchester City have took a 1,650 mile round trip to Spain to play Girona on a friendly on Tuesday night, live on BT.
Oh, nice.
Why? So Gundogan can have a game. So why are you travelling when you've got...
Am I right in thinking Man City just bought somebody and loaned them out to Girona?
They may have done.
I think they
might
did.
Go through this and have a look.
I think they did. I think they bought a young kid in from somewhere, I think, and have loaned them straight out to Girona. So that sounds to me like there might be some...
That might be part
that
of
might
it.
There might be a little work permit tie up there or something.
They're going to play the likes of Mendy, of course, give him some more fitness, have a little look at Gundogan. Okay. This is now to stream why they're playing them.
Okay.
Because Alex Garcia is one of 5 players to swap Manchester City for Girona this summer. Okay, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
But this made me laugh because they do moan about the games, and they're getting on a plane, they're flying out to Spain, they're having a training camp, they're playing this game, obviously ahead of our game.
But isn't that just, in a way, we've got games, we've got the qualifying games, so it actually isn't this time of the year, isn't it about having more games rather than less games and getting that sharpness in as fast as you can?
I'm just saying
it's not exactly, they're not exactly going to be going by, you know, Fiat Panda, are they?
No.
You know, there's not going to be, you know...
They are getting investigated by UEFA.
Well,
so they're investing in Girona.
That's well, as I say, I did think there would be something else behind it. But, no, they'll be going first class in an Etihad plane I don't think that anyone's going to be losing any sleep. And at the end of the day, you know, they'll be training anyway. They'll be playing little bounce games and all that, left, right, and centre, won't they? Getting those players up to fitness. Yeah. So they've got a big squad. They need to make sure everyone's sharp and ready to go. So I don't really see any problem with that at this stage of the career at the season. Maybe if it was you know, January time or something like that, then you start going, hang on. It means that whole thing, isn't it, of saying everyone wants a winter break, and then all the teams who have winter breaks piss off to Qatar and Dubai for friendlies. So
off they go. Yeah, off they go. Carlos Tevez, 600 grand a week, being granted a return to Argentina by Shanghai.
Yeah, the China thing is
it starting to?
It's gone.
Has it gone?
It's gone. Well, they've already brought the law in, haven't they? That you got to pay 100% tax on the players. So suddenly all the players cost double as much or half as much again.
Double as much. Yeah.
Paletta's leaving. The China thing was always going to be a short-term thing because the money was just too ridiculous, unsustainable. You know, North Korea are going to have them off sooner or later anyway. Pull the pants down. That's a different video.
Are they?
Well, you know, they are. They're only over there.
What do you mean they're going to pull the pants down?
Well, maybe Trump will pull the pants down, but
I think more likely.
But no, I mean, it was always going to be a short-term experiment, and someone like Tevez was always just going to go, well, I'll go for 6 months, earn about 4 million quid, and come home. And that's always what it was going to be.
Yeah. He wasn't going there for
we should go and try and get Pele.
Yeah.
He'll be on his way back soon, him.
Though.
Yeah, we don't need to pay him.
No, we
should have enough.
Hey, come on, lad. Do a bit of minimum wage. Community. Be alright, minimum wage, yeah. The Premier League season obviously returned at the weekend with some fantastic action, loads of goals.
Yeah.
Lacazette, 2 minutes to announce his Premier League start.
Yeah.
You know, good win for Arsenal. Good win, Giroud.
Still something for us.
Giroud, Lukaku with the brace for United.
Yeah.
Did it hurt?
No. One bit. Mrs. has got him in a buster, so I was made up. It's 2 more goals.
West Ham
didn't really hurt me at all.
West Ham getting spanked by Rom as per. As absolutely per. City, good win for them at Brighton.
Yeah, convincing.
Who's your favourite for the league?
United.
Is it?
Genuinely.
Really, yeah?
Genuinely, because I think City want to win the Champions League, and I think that's where Pep wants to do the business. But I think Mourinho wants to win the Premier League, and I just think with that game last season would have been a lot closer.
Yeah.
But Matt was just brilliant. You know what? He was brilliant.
Was he?
The first goal. They were West Ham were on the break. Some lad was just dithering on the ball. Matt just went come over, intercepted it, bang, they were away. 3 more touches. Lukaku scored, and that was the difference. And Pogba was a lot more free, and the pace they had. With Rashford was frightening, and then they brought Martial to replace him, and then
someone had got.
And then Lukaku was always making opportunities for, like, always getting into good positions, and they looked very, very good, and you just think if he scores against the teams he scored for Everton, he'll do very, very well. So I just think Man City's eye will be taken away from the ball, but I look at Man United, I look at the size. They're all big lads, and I just think City, as good as they are, they still got that
frail.
I
still think they need a centre back.
Yeah, I do.
As soon as he's going to go back in for Van Dijk, or going to go in for Van Dijk with big money to try and solve that problem, because that, to me, that's where they're light.
Yeah, if company gets another knock, they're back to square one. Back to square one.
So, what was Joe Hart like?
The fourth goal. Just the God.
Dodgy.
Pickford would have thrown his cap on it.
Would he?
Pogba bent it, and it's one of them where he never got near it, and it wasn't even in the corner. It was just like, you're looking at it, you're thinking, that isn't even going in the corner, lad. He's bent it round you with no one in front of you, and you haven't got near it. I'd be very worried if I was a West Ham. They were awful. Really. Chicharito never got anywhere near. Like, he ended up playing in midfield.
I've seen people talk, and that's the fear with him. When people talk about him for Everton, that was my fear with him.
But it wasn't his fault.
He's so slight, though. He's a little. He likes to play on the shoulder. He likes a big target on. And they'd need Andy Carroll and play like 4-4-2.
But they never got near the ball near to him. and he dropped into midfield and he just got frustrated. And
I mean, it's early days, of course, for them.
what about sorry,
go on.
I was going to say, because I didn't know if you were going to bring it up, but Neymar's debut for PSG. I mean, obviously not playing that tough an opponent, but a goal and assist, and his assist,
he sent me the pass.
His assist was just wonderful.
It was fantastic, wasn't it? Yeah.
And you can imagine that's what he's doing.
The gold.
When did about a month ago, wasn't it? His debut, the yellow kit, full on Brazil, number 10. But it was just, I mean, the pass, you can just imagine that all season, him and Cavani all season.
It was absolutely nailed on. He'd score in his debut because that's what he does.
But what off Falcao's hat-trick from Monaco? The chip for my god, it defied gravity.
He's just, I mean, if he get him right, well, he was right last season.
Yeah.
He's fantastic, you know. He's another one who you look and go, people give him a proper chance. I mean, the Premier League might just be too fast for him because some players don't adjust as well. But God,
the rumours are, PSG are going to go seriously for, Hansen in the next couple of weeks. Mbap. He was on the bench, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was
on the bench.
And
if they go for him, seriously, they go for him.
If they get him, and they've got Neymar, and they've got Cavani, and then you look at them, and then all of a sudden they become a team that can win the Champions.
What if they get him though, right? And he wins the Ballon d'Or. That would be hilarious.
Well, that's one of the things that have come out, hasn't it? Apparently Messi had asked Neymar to stay and he'd win him the Ballon d'Or. So I don't know what.
Yeah, I've won it, but you have it.
Yeah. What, was he going to go round everyone, just roll?
No, but that was a perfect example for Paris Saint-Germain, the way Neymar just strolled through the game. Probably never got to get out of second gear. No. But probably loved it, enjoyed himself, had a good laugh. And he'll get 25 in him this season. Easily,
because he's that good. You've seen how good Zlatan was there. Obviously, a more physical specimen.
But it's more. It's funny enough. It's probably more a physical league than the Spanish league is. So you probably will get. And the grounds, the weather's more like us.
Yeah.
So all those things you'll have to take in.
He's got that ability.
But no, he'll score a half full. But actually, that might be better than getting kicked up and down now and again, rather than having it dead easy. I mean, he'll have it easy, but I think he'll get kicked up and down.
Well, but the thing is, the focus will be on him.
Everywhere he goes.
It was Suarez and it was Messi and it was him. Now he's the one with the big target on his back, isn't he? I know Cavani's there, and I know they've got other good, players there as well. But he's the one with the target on his back. But
he'll have people looking after him. He's got Tingo, his best mate.
Silva there, hasn't he?
Best mate, Tingo.
Dani Alves.
Dani Alves is his best mate. So you're not going to mess with Dani Alves, are you? He's a lunatic.
He is a bit of a nutcase. He is a nutcase. But it's all. They've done very well. Barca have replaced them with
Delafeu.
I watched
Scott.
Well, to be honest, when I went like that, I set you up to say Paulino.
No.
Ex-Tottenham. It was come in there for 36 million.
Delafeu.
Well,
he did replace him in the game at the weekend, the Super Cup.
Scored? Not in the
Super Cup. He scored in a charity match.
What was he like against Real? Was he just Delafeu? Was he?
I didn't watch all the game, but no, he didn't look that good, and he got subbed off. But I mean, you're talking about maybe replacing Neymar, Delafeu, a player who couldn't get in our team.
Player who lost his place to Tom Cleverley.
He did.
And never got back in.
Yeah.
Mad?
No, it was a mad game. Barca looked way off it though. Like way off. Like every time Real Madrid broke, it was like scary. The pace Real Madrid have got on the break is unreal. And Barca were they looked like old men at the back.
Did they?
Like they just
like us in that game.
No, when you suddenly go, oh my God, he's like 30 now, and he's like 31, he's like 32. They're all like that. They're all they've not replaced anyone with any. Reminds me of us in like 88 and 89. It's just like you just look and go, you haven't replaced him, you haven't replaced him, you haven't replaced him, you haven't replaced him, and suddenly you like wasn't just the one that. Remember like when it was first starting and they were like one by one, like they bring in like Jordi Alba at left back, and then it was like, and then now it's just like, oh my God, you've brought in bleeding Paulinho or whatever his name.
They need a whole new defence.
They need a lot of things.
Yeah.
But obviously the penalties were the best thing, or the non-penalties. Suarez and his ridiculous dive, like the keeper comes out, but he just throws himself and then they score off it, and then they go. Then Ronaldo scores just a Ronaldo goal.
Yeah.
Takes his top off. Looks like a bad knobhead. Like, obviously, yes, we know you are an absolute. And then he said it was a retaliation for Messi scoring at the. Remember when Messi scored the winner in the last minute and took his top off and went like that. Difference is Messi had the good, had an undershirt on, so he wasn't as bad. So he did that, and then he gets through, and it wasn't a penalty, but it wasn't a dive. Like, he took a touch, and when he comes inside, he loses balance. It's dead obvious he loses because he's running full pelt and has to change direction at the same time. So I'm almost, because the defender's coming across him, so the defender's going to edge him anyway, and he stumbles and he falls, and it was never a dive, and he bucks him, and then gives him the little push, and he's got a 5-match ban. And that's massive, like, over there. And Zidane's come out and said he's fuming. Fuming he is.
He said something is wrong. The officials.
I don't think something was wrong. It was never a yellow card, but at the end of the day, pushed them over.
I think you've got to be punished for it.
But the third goal, Senio. Oh, spectacular.
Top bin.
And you just imagine he's going to be their new darling now. Like, that's the thing. Barca don't have those players coming through, and they do. They've got
an abundance.
Like, Isco looks like this could be the season for him, and you look now, you think, well, mate, like, as you've got your Benzema, and maybe Ronaldo doesn't look like he's fading, but as you need to start rotating more, they look like they've got them. But Barca, I mean, even Coutinho's not that good. Don't tell them. But
no, he's not.
Coutinho's not that good.
He'd probably be good over there, though.
But he isn't that good. Like, he's a good player, but he doesn't do it every game, does he? Do you know what I mean? He's when he's on it. But
that's like the danger that they get 100 million.
But the thing is,
they might buy better with it.
The thing is, though, you'd expect Barcelona with £200 million to be burning in the pocket for a start, to be looking at the genuine, like, to be going after.
But it looks like they're gonna get Dembele from Dortmund and Coutinho.
But even Dembele, he only joined them last year from France. But yeah, I'd be like, well, if Barca, you think Mbappe, we want him. You'd be thinking of all the top names.
Like, he should have gone for him straight away.
Go back for Sanchez. No, you've had him already once, but go back for him. Now might be the time to go and get him again. That's what I don't understand. Real Madrid are always after the very, very best. Barca signed De La Feu and one Coutinho. I just don't understand that.
Yeah.
If I was Barca, I'd be looking at Aguero.
Yeah.
I'd be banging on the door.
There's names.
Kevin De Bruyne.
Yeah.
These are the best players in Europe. They're the best.
And they'd be open, wouldn't they?
They don't seem to be getting the best in apparently they could have had that, a couple of years ago for like £3 million and bought someone else instead. It was shite. So I don't know.
Who knows? Who knows?
It's not a problem, is it?
No, leave them to it. Anyway, that's the Footy Show. Let us know any subjects you think we should be discussing. Put it in the comments here so we can have a look for next week and we can go through it there. That's it, mate.
There you go.
All good.
It's all good.
Thanks very much for watching. See you soon on Toffee TV.